is juiced up better than Nate is certainly for his eye on in key moments the last couple of years. And both of these two teams, officials Pat Frere, Jason Goebel, and Derek Collins. First of two regular season meetings, Julius Randle against his old team. And boy, hasn't said much last couple of days in preparation for this night. You know, he's got a lot of pent-up emotions going up against his old team.
Yeah, he and Dante DiVincenzo, a lot of emotions in this game. Traded players, guys who think they were spurned by their original team, always want to play well against that team.
Jalen Brunson misfires on his first take. Randle aggressively working against the Chua, wiggles his way here at the start.
Yeah, and he's been struggling a little bit over the last 7 games, averaging a little less than 16 points a game, 20 on the year, but it's been a struggle lately.
23% from deep over his last 9 games.
Yeah, you always like a guy that's slumping to see that first one go down.
Randle loses his footing, gets it into the corner. McDaniels, who's playing well of late. Stan, one of the really bright young defensive players in the league, bangs in a corner 3. Here comes Brunson.
A 3-pointer and 2 buckets. He's accounted for all 7 points.
McDaniels, nice to hit their first 4 shots.
Yeah, and that's a good sign for them, Spiro, because even though they've won 6 out of 7, their offense has been a big struggle. It's been their defense carrying them. They're 27th in the league offensively over those 7 games.
A little bit sloppy from Cat that time, and Nick turnover. That's been an issue for them over the last couple of weeks. As that corner 3 that time won't go for McDaniels. Mikal Bridges into the corner. This is Brunson and net.
Of his career, especially from 3, over 43% this year.
Both teams have been off since Sunday, both benefiting from some extra practice time with the NBA. Lowest points per game average of his career. So a good sign early in this game for Minnesota.
Yeah, lowest also field goal percentage of the year as Cat throws another one away.
Minnesota coming in off their Sunday win over San Antonio on the road. They won that game 106-92. They're 6-1 in their last 7 to get their record up to 14-11 on the season. Carl,
best shooting big man ever in this league.
That's a big statement from you. He's shooting a career high from 3. Stan just mentioned his shooting percentage and what has been really a career start offensively below 34%.
Yeah, the lowest since his rookie year, but over the last 7 games, he's averaged 21 points a game.
Randy, what a matchup there against Cat tonight. As the Knicks on the push here with Brunson. Early stages in Minneapolis. Knicks entering the night 16-10. They've won 4 straight on the road as Bridges misfires from 3. Knicks number 3 team in the East. But begin the night 5 games behind Boston with the Celtics in that 2 slot. Randle.
Well, that's where he
in January basically ended his season. He eventually had surgery in April. And the Knicks, despite that, able to get to the second round of the playoffs. Here's a Chua into the paint. Boy, oh, it is now the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. To get the Knicks back in front. Randle finds a spot. Boy, he is cooking here at the start for Minnesota.
2 assists.
Randle has had his offensive struggles, still trying to mesh with his new team. Bridges walks a tightrope on the baseline out to Anunoby. Shot clock at 5. Bridges keeps his balance, misses on a turn, and a rebound tracked down by Conley. Chris Finch telling us, look, we got to do a better job of getting Randle in his comfort spots. Randle here off balance, and the rebound by Karl-Anthony Towns.
We've got some tired guys out there right now. There have been no stoppages in play. I mean, this game is just going up and down. A lot of guys trying to catch their breath right now.
Rapidly moving first quarter. Achua, they play off, gets to the free throw line. And the rebound corralled by Gobert. So already coming up on the midway point of this first quarter. Anthony Edwards awfully quiet at the start as they've ridden the hot hand of Randle. Stan, you know that they want to get Randle off to a big night against his old team. Here comes Brunson, the Euro step poked away. And here comes Edwards. Into the corner. Randall wide open. Team.
And talking to the New York bench.
Good little back. Spiro Ditas, Stan Van Gundy, Jared Greenberg, rest of our TNT crew. Julius Randle so far has stolen the show from Karl Anthony Towns. Edwards on the drive and kick. McDaniels from the corner. Boy, this Minnesota offense, highly efficient.
Defensively, but this looks like the first couple weeks of the season when they were knocking down everything.
That was a big question for Minnesota. #1 defensive team in the league last year. Could they take strides offensively as Bridges goes left hand?
By Towns, his second assist of the night. Minnesota's gone to the bench here earlier than the Knicks. Naz Reid shoots a three. He's into the game. Nickeil Alexander-Walker into the game. The Knicks still with their starting five here, 7.5 minutes in.
Karl Anthony Towns has only attempted one shot. Early make, makes another turnover. Up the floor comes Alexander-Walker, having a career year in what is a contract year for the floor, showing his grit. Dante DiVincenzo has checked into the game.
DiVincenzo was absolutely phenomenal in the playoffs, and a big loss for the Knicks, but he's just struggled to find his offensive game here so far in Minnesota.
But Chua, boy, leaning in, gets it back. The tip won't go. DiVincenzo going to push. Tough pass. It's going to be against. Into his bench, Deuce McBride has checked in, as has Jericho Sims, a Minneapolis native, grew up not far from here, played his high school ball about 2 miles away. He wastes no time for the Knicks.
Wow, gets in there. This is a guy who only averages fewer than 2 points a game, so he's already over his average.
The tips told us that we should expect to see him tonight. Reid.
Well, and again, this is another guy, Naz Reid, who's been struggling from three, 21% from three over the last 5 games. All the guys that are struggling so far tonight are knocking down shots. First 18 games, they were second in the league at just under 12 turnovers.
About first 18 games, the offensive rating, as they try to continue on this pace, climbing the ranks in the Eastern Conference. DiVincenzo, a couple of stabs at it underneath, but the Timberwolves come up empty. This is McBride. He has struggled of late, pulls his first three, misses. Bridges gets it for the Knicks, and they're going to reset here with Brunson. Towns on the box, around the horn, into the corner. This is McBride. Brunson from the corner. A little bit too much. Brunson screaming for a foul as he worked against his old buddy DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards, the spin, the slide of...
Well, and that's Anthony Edwards at his best. We haven't seen as much of it this year.
Trust each other. Trust each other.
And our State Farm audio assist. Tom Thibodeau making his return to Minneapolis. 2.5 seasons here as the head coach. Still actually booed vociferously, interestingly, here in Minneapolis.
Yeah, after getting them into the playoffs, after a dozen years of missing the playoffs, they boo him. So the life of a coach, not always easy.
As Reid misses on a straightaway three. This is Towns, gets it into the corner to Bridges. Three. Good.
Well, and Towns, that's his third assist of the night, but has 4 turnovers already here in the first quarter.
Edwards around a screen, gets it from Gobert. A little bit too much of a line drive trajectory on that bank attempt. So Minnesota, 11 of 21 from the field. Brunson.
He's making it work with a whole new team.
Energy. The love.
I always admire teams in points. He's got 3 now, but I always admire teams who, coming off a really good year, Spiro, don't stand pat. They want that one more step. They're always looking.
Can they be strong enough to make what they hope will be another deep run through the Western Conference playoffs? Randall trying to lead in against Anunoby here tonight.
The last 8 games is they get almost 15 makes a game.
The Knicks last year stand top 10 in the league in defensive rating. They started really poorly, which you have to expect with some of the pieces that they shipped out of town, as McBride fills it up.
Last 4 games.
4th year in the league for McBride. He's still only 24 years of age. So on that 3-year extension, here comes Anunoby off the takeaway.
Great aggressive show by Jalen.